Today's food for thought. I was thinking about this and I wanted to share it. The phrase for today, whatever you feed grows. Now, what does that mean? If you feed faith, faith grows. If you feed fear, fear grows. If you feed anxiety, that anxiety grows. Honestly, to some degree, whatever you act upon grows as well. But what do I mean by that? If you act out of anger, it breeds more anger. If you act out of love, it breeds more love from other people and from yourself. If I act out of love towards my wife, it breeds more love towards my wife inside me, but it also breeds love from her to me. If I act out in anger towards her, one, the anger multiplies in me, but also she might not react in anger. And it's really fascinating to think about whatever you feed grows. If I act out of fear or anxiety, one, it breeds more fear and anxiety in me, and two, it breeds fear and anxiety around those around me. So the food for thought today is whatever you want to see more of in your life, feed that and starve the others. And it's hard. It's hard to starve fear out of your life, to starve anxiety out of your life. And I'm by far not perfect at it. There's a Bible verse that's essentially talking about you can recognize a tree by its fruit. And I think that you can recognize actions and thoughts by the fruit that they produce. I try my best to feed the thoughts and actions that produce the best fruits in my life and follow those. All right, it is officially time for me to re-edit the concert. So I say re-edit because I have a version of the concert that is edited like it's the live version of the concert. But what I want to do with that is I want to essentially take the streamed version and kind of fix some of the video errors in it. For example, some shots are like staying on the guitar player while there's a bass solo, or the drummer does a cool riff like I'd love for us to pan to them. Certain things like that I want to adjust so that I can put it up on like line as not necessarily for free right now, but like on Patreon or something like that, as the final version. Like this will be the Jacob Restituto concert version as opposed to like the straight up live version. Which, by the way, is something I noted I would like to do differently in the future, is I'd love for the camera people to be there for the next rehearsals so that they really learn the show, which is something I noticed. Actually, I went to 2 concerts recently, and between the 2 concerts, you could totally tell which camera people were a part of the show and which were kind of like the hired help. Not necessarily last minute, but didn't know the show as well. You could tell that the camera people on the first show that I went to really knew the show as well as the musicians, because it was so perfectly timed to cut to the musician the exact time when they had a solo or something along the lines of that, whereas the other ones were a little slower to act upon, which it still didn't really affect the show too much, but like you could just tell. At least I could tell because I know the behind the scenes. I don't know if the average viewer would tell, if they even care, but as somebody that really wants the excellence of work, I noticed it and I was like, wow, I appreciate that. So that being said, I want to edit this. I finally was able to set it up as what's called a multicam edit, a multicam sequence. So there's 5 cameras. There's technically 4 cameras, and the 5th being the original final version of the stream. And all I have to do is press 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 on my camera, and it just on my keyboard, and that it switches between those camera angles. So I'm watching it through 1, 5, 4, 3, 1, just pressing the best camera angle. Dude, did you see how much junk mail there was today? So much junk mail. Check out some of these photos we got from a client last week. I'm really pumped about this. I took these photos and the VA edited them. I feel like they look great. But I'm gonna go and essentially go, not live, but film myself. Not reacting to, but like talking about the photos, some adjustments, rather than going note by note. I just figured it'd be easier if I say, hey, let's straighten this one out, let's add more color to this one, let's lower the highlights in this one. Dude, look at these sick edits the VA just made. Look at that. I asked him to remove the person in the background of this. I circled it and said remove. I put that there, and then boom, gone. Boom, gone. Little sheep thing. Boom, gone. How sick is that? Person, watch this. Ready? Boom. Adios.